So during the weekend, as some of you may know, Alfredo Angulo beat Peter Quillen. I think it was a 10-round split decision. That was over the weekend. I had no real interest in watching that fight. I think both guys are over the hill. Alfredo Angulo just seemed to have that little bit more left than Peter Quillen. So no interest watching that fight. But interestingly enough, now some of you may know this, Alfredo Angulo was trained by Abel Sanchez. Abel Sanchez, the now former trainer of Gennady Golovkin. Also, former trainer of Sergey Kovalev. So he's trained Gennady Golovkin and he's trained Sergey Kovalev. And interestingly enough, okay, he was interviewed, I think it was Fight Hype, interviewed Abel Sanchez. And towards the end of the interview, they obviously asked him his opinion on Canelo facing Sergey Kovalev. And Abel Sanchez is actually picking, Canelo Alvarez to stop Sergey Kovalev between the 7th and the 9th round. I'm going to quote him here. He says, Canelo stops him somewhere between the 7th and the 9th round with a good body shot. But he is going to work the body until he gets that perfect shot. So that's what Abel Sanchez says. So he foresees Canelo Alvarez going in there against Kovalev, working that body from the opening bell, and ultimately stopping Sergey Kovalev. Now, personally, I have to agree with him. I think that's exactly what's going to happen myself. I made several videos in the lead up to Anthony Yarde versus Sergey Kovalev, and I was adamant, and I said it then, and I still say it now, that from the first round, Anthony Yarde needed to work the Sergey Kovalev body. He didn't work it from the first round. He worked it from, I think, the 4th or the 5th round on. He started throwing more shots to the body. And they paid dividends. And I thought to myself, right, if you had done that from the start, you might have got him out of there in the 8th. Who knows? He might have been worn down even more. Obviously, Canelo is much better than Anthony Yarde. That's not saying Anthony Yarde's not good. He is, but he's inexperienced and he's nowhere near. The skill between him and Canelo is worlds apart, as well as the experience. I can imagine Canelo going in there and targeting Sergey Kovalev's body, because we know Sergey Kovalev doesn't have an iron body, doesn't have an iron chin either, but his body's been hurt a lot. And I want to interject here as well. I know Kovalev and Triple G sparred when Kovalev was under Abel Sanchez, and if I'm not mistaken, was there a rumour going around, or it might have been confirmed, that Triple G dropped Kovalev? Some said headshots, but more people said it was a body shot. Okay, and now I'd well believe that. I think Triple G hits hard enough to knock a lot of super middleweights out, a lot of cruiserweights, a lot of light heavyweights out. Triple G just has that natural, heavy-handed, thudding power. If you're talking a couple of years back, when he was in his prime, definitely. So it's an interesting one. Obviously, the relationship between Sanchez and Triple G is not great. It's not great between him and Kovalev either. So Abel Sanchez, who was a known skeptic of Alvarez in the Triple G days, is coming out and picking him to beat Kovalev. A lot of people are saying, well, this is just bitterness on his part towards Triple G. He's wanting to pick up Canelo. I think probably it's more bitterness towards Kovalev, because that was a split that didn't go too well. I think that was Abel Sanchez said that Kovalev is untrainable. And this is obviously a few years ago now when he said Kovalev is untrainable. Obviously, Kovalev went to John David Jackson, picked up his first of his world titles, split from John David Jackson, went to some Russian coach, and again, didn't appear to have great stamina, didn't appear to have this, that, and the other. Goes to Buddy McGurk, but with Buddy McGurk, he seems to be more trainable, and I think a lot of it has to do with Kovalev's old age, because he is in his mid-30s now. He is getting on in years. He's been in a lot of tough fights the last few years, between the Andre Ward fight, the Alvarez fight, and the Yarde fight. So I think at this stage in Kovalev's career, he can't be the old crusher that he used to be. He has to listen and go back to his fundamentals and listen to a trainer for a change. I think that's what he's doing with Buddy McGurk. Having said all that, as I said before, I'll say it again, I still think that Canelo Alvarez will beat Sergey Kovalev. I think he'll stop him with body shots, personally. I just think that several factors at play. Canelo Alvarez got to target that body. He is so skilled with his head movement. I mean, people say Kovalev has a good jab. Alvarez's head movement is fantastic. That can really nullify that jab. Body punching, good combination puncher, explosive. All those things lead me to believe that Canelo Alvarez should have the beating of this version of Kovalev and a version of Sergey Kovalev that's coming off a very tough fight with Anthony Yarde, only having 2 months to get ready for this fight. We assume he took, we'll say, a week off after the Anthony Yarde fight. That's not enough time off to get ready. As I get ready, that's not enough time off to recover from a tough fight like that, because it was a tough fight. He took some serious headshots. He took a lot of work to the body. Yarde lost that fight through experience more so than anything else. He had the skills. He had the talent. But he didn't have the experience. Alvarez has the skills. He has the talent. And best believe he has the experience. So those are my thoughts on this. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, as always, please leave a like. I want to know what your opinion is on Alvarez versus Kovalev. What do you think? Are you like me thinking that Canelo has this, that there are several factors why I don't think Kovalev will win this fight? Do you think I'm just making mistakes left, right and centre? Do you think that actually Kovalev's too big, too strong, it's too hard for Alvarez? Let me know. Do you think that this is just Abel Sanchez being bitter towards Kovalev and to an extent Triple G? Let me know down below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and as always, I will talk to you after.